On today's episode, we're going to talk about love and how it's all you need. Just kidding, there's actually more than that, but we're going to talk about what to do to make sure your romance doesn't suck. Hello Lieblings, I'm Madi, a science fiction and fantasy author who's been living in southern Germany since 2014. Valentine's Day is this week, or as my husband and I call, Friday. Today we're going to talk about romance and the things you should avoid or maybe have in order to not alienate your audiences. But before we get started, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you haven't already. Here on Adventures of Lamadi, we talk about living abroad, writing, and everything in between. Romance. It's actually one of my favorite subplots in stories, and the more melodramatic, the better. I mean, I am Latina, so I love me some telenovelas. Whether it's a subplot or the main plot of your story, romance can be challenging. And I'm going to touch on the subjects that you should avoid or maybe even have while writing a romance. So let's get on to the list. Not 1, insta-love. The idea of insta-love is that your characters meet and they instantly fall in love. It's actually not a very good trope, and it is a mistake a lot of newbie authors write. However, there are some instances where something like insta-love can work, but there are a lot of other outlying things that have to go into it. It's not a matter of, your characters meeting and falling in love. However, what you could have is what I would call, or I'm sure other people have called it, is insta-lust. Because yes, you can have your characters meet and find each other hot, but that's it. That's it. Anything more, and then you start moving into the realm of unrealistic. Because writing a romance is a journey between two people, and literally half the journey is them falling in love. Even if they find each other attractive, you still have to put some kind of obstacle in the way for them to not just suddenly be together, because half the journey is them to get together, the other half is strengthening their bond by overcoming obstacles together. So you literally would cut half of your journey short by just having them immediately fall in love. 2, have your characters get to know each other. Like I said, the first half of the journey is for your characters to fall in love with each other, and part of that includes them actually getting to know each other. Who knew? You need to discover a way to, bring them together, whether it is a topic that they share or a person that they have both in common, or just topics and something that they have in common that will bring them together. Or you put them in some life-threatening situation where they kind of have no choice but to kind of rely on each other. This also allows your readers the opportunity to get to know each of the characters more, and as a result, let them make the decision as to whether or not they want to ship these characters. 3, why do your characters like each other? Like I said, you can have insta-lust, where they meet and they find the other person attractive, but that's not enough basis for love. So you have to, as part of the getting to know each other, allow the other person to see sides of them that they will find attractive, whether they're caring or compassionate or strong or smart or clever. I don't know. You decide what positive things your character has so that the other one will see them and start to fall in love. Does the person find the other person funny or compassionate or whatever? And of course, you can still put in little bits where, they feel a flutter in their heart, or, a flutter in their nether bits, but whatever. You can have these things, but it is progression. It's very rarely immediate. What you should also do is have them complement each other. By putting them together, they bring out the best side. So you can have an introvert together with an extrovert, or an ambitious person with a little more carefree, and they kind of bring out newer facets to their personality by being together, and that together they become better people and they become stronger. And again, this is, all this stuff not only helps the characters fall in love with each other, but it allows the reader to also fall in love with these characters. And because you see how good they are together, you want them to be together. It's more than just the insta-lust. Oh, person A and person B are hot. That's enough for me. It's not, guys. It's not. But while you have them complement, they do still need to be on equal setting in some ways. You can have, a queen in love with a pauper, you know, I don't necessarily mean equal in like a social status sort of level, but the fact that like she is, you know, as a queen, usually she's a very strong personality, and that pauper would also kind of have to be strong as well to not cower with such a, you know, such a strong and badass woman, but, you know, finds that part of her even more attractive. So you need them to be in a place where they're both equal. Like you can't, because once you start having one person more powerful personality wise than the other, it can easily kind of go into some kind of like abusive overkill or an unequal balance. All of these things together kind of gives, the idea is to give your readers more of a reason to root for your couple. Number 4, build anticipation. So while you have, you know, these moments where they get together and they talk and they, you know, question life, or they discuss, you know, the mysteries of the universe or whatever, you know, you can have these moments where they're, you know, they get really close and you think, oh, maybe they're gonna kiss now, kiss, and then they don't, something happens and they have to pull away. You know, you can do these little teases here and there, you know, throughout, even from, you know, the get-go. Again, with insta lust, there are, you know, there is some bit of attraction, but you know, even if I meet somebody hot on the street, I'm not going to automatically like want to die for them, or, you know, like want to, you know, fight for their honor or whatever because I just met them. Like, okay, like all I can see is like this physical outside. They could still be a total douchebag for all I know. I need to get to know the person more. But in those moments, you know, where you have that mutual attraction, you can play with that a little bit, because, you know, it's more than just them, you know, falling in love. I mean, I like a little bit more than just like, oh, I love you. You know, I'm all about I like smut. Let's be honest, I like smut once in a while. So I like that anticipation building up to, you know, either the first kiss or the first something, whatever it is. And while you can tease, don't do a full fake out. And I've actually done this in an earlier version of The God Queen, where I had a moment where one of the characters kind of passes out and he dreams that he kisses the woman, you know, his love interest, only to realize that, oh no, it was a dream. My editor called me out on that shit. And she was absolutely right, because what it does, it actually weakens the moment where they actually do kiss and get together. Like, you want that to be the real moment. Don't do fake outs, guys. Number 5, even though the couple gets together, that doesn't mean the story has to end there. Now, as a married woman, I actually would like to see this more often in romances. Like, a lot of the stories are very like, oh, will they or won't they? Ross and Rachel, they were totally not on a break, and oh my God, I just dated myself. Anyway, so the whole point is, you know, while you have that, you know, that anticipation, and it's very addictive to watch this journey until the moment they finally get together, I want to see what happens afterwards. And it's actually one of the big reasons why I'm a huge fan of the series Outlander. Like, the first book deals with them getting together. Well, actually not even that. Like, they get together pretty fast. And it's about them navigating their relationship. She is a nurse from post-World War II, and he is from the 17th century. There's a lot there to unpack, and a lot of conflict that kind of rise between the two of them. So it's not, you know, it isn't just will they or won't they. It's how do they navigate coming from literally 2 different worlds and make this relationship stronger? And, you know, so how many books are in Outlander right now? Like 8? And they're still together? I think? I don't know. I haven't gotten that far. But, you know, that's one thing, like I said, it's why I like about it. It is something I would like to see more on in movies and television. To see, you know, yes, you have the moment of the characters getting together, but then what happens afterwards? Sometimes I like to see the mundane of married life, because I relate to that. But there's so much, you know, there's just as much excitement that happens once the characters are together than just the whole question of will they get together at all. So yeah, you can dive into those things as well. That's something you don't get to see very often, and that can be very fresh for your readers. So that's all the tips I have at the moment. I'm sure I've missed more, and if you have any other tips or ideas or topics, let me know in the comments below. Maybe I can make a part 2. And that's it for today. So thank you for joining me. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me and YouTube know you like content like this and you want to see more on this channel. Leave me a comment below if you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like to see on this channel. The God Queen is available in both paperback and ebook. I have all the links in the description below. And don't forget to connect with me on social media, whether it is through Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And that's it for today. Until next time, adi!